Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, man. So we are continuing with Led Zeppelin live, How the West Was Won, and we are getting into part 4, man, of How the West Was Won, and I'm breaking it up as I go along. So part 4 is going to consist of tracks 11 through 13, that being What Is and What Should Never Be, Dancing Days, and Moby Dick. And then once I come back with part 6, that's going to be a whole lot of love by itself. But yeah, man, let's focus on these 3 here. Long tracks, man. Moby Dick especially is 20 minutes long, man. So it's you and me with Led Zeppelin for almost an hour once I start, doing my commentary and my talking. So the music itself, we're looking at... 30 minutes of these 3 tracks combined. So let's hit it up, man. All right. Been waiting to do this. I've been delayed. Life got in the way of my fun. So here we are now with this, man. Led Zeppelin, How the West Was Won. Starting with What Is and What Should Never Be. Let's get it.
To you tomorrow, take my hand, child, come with me, yeah. It's to a castle I will take you. What's to be, they say, will be. And the wind sees me and sail away, leave the day where I'm high in the sky.
John Bonham, that rolling thunder.
You will be mine by taking our time. And if you say to me tomorrow, oh, what fun it all would be, yeah. But what is and what should never be. The wind sees steps like away, leave the day way up high in the sky. But the wind
Listen to what the bass is
really
doing.
shouldn't go, only goes to show that you will be mine. Oh, by taking our time. Baby.
That was a long guitar pause.
And if you wake up with the sunrise and all your dreams are still as new, yeah. And happiness is what everybody needs so bad. Well, let me tell you, the answer lies with you, nobody else. And the wind sees me and said away, leave the day way up high in the sky. But the wind won't blow, really shouldn't go, only goes to show you will be mine by taking our time.
Shout out to John Paul Jones. He's the silent assassin. I love that bass work. It was all good.
Here's a song off the new album. It's about summertime and good things. It's called Dancing Days.
This live, man.
You know it's alright. I said it's alright. You know it's all in my heart. You be my only, my one and only. Is that the way it should start? The crazy ways are evident by the way you wearing your clothes. Sipping booze is president as the evening starts to glow. I said it's alright, you know it's alright. I said it's all in my heart. You be my only, my one and only. Is that the way it should start? I told your mama I'd get you home, but I didn't tell her I had no car. I saw her lying, he was standing alone with a tadpole in a jar. You know it's alright. I said it's alright. I said it's all in my heart. You'll be my only, my one and only. Is that the way it should start? Some dancing days are here again as the evening starts to glow. I got my flower, I got my power. You are my woman who goes. I said it's alright, you know it's alright. You know it's all in my, all in my, all in my. Be my only, my one and only. Is that the way it should start? Hey,
I can't remember what album Dancing Days is off of again. Was it Houses or Presents? Nice. It's incredible all the sounds you can make that guitar make. That was great. Live version of Dancing Days. I like it better than the studio cut.
John Henry Bonham.
John Henry Bonham. other members can go for a smoke now. I bet you this is a morning ritual for him, man. Get up every morning. It's the first thing he does. This dude, he doesn't need complexity. I'm enjoying the thunder, just like this. So what was he here? 21? charm of this is this consistent rolling thunder he's doing. And his stamina. Damn. It's really lit. I like that. If you were to hear John for the first time without Led Zeppelin, you'd be thinking to yourself, I wonder what kind of band this guy would be a part of. How would he fit? Could he fit? Thunder out of nowhere. This drumming style would be a great background for some sort of powerful medieval kind of fight, wouldn't it? You remember the Battle of the Bastards? Could you imagine this being in the background of that battle? Do you guys know what the hell I'm talking about? I envy any of you who were there, who was here at this particular show, or any live Led Zeppelin show. Fantastic. So young, so talented. Incredible, man. Incredible. See, all three of these tracks, man, is a great example of that element of their talent, that fusion, that Led Zeppelin fusion. Man, I will be talking about that combination of these four guys forever and another day. The fusion of Led Zeppelin factor is just a remarkable thing, you know. And of course, I'm going to say it, you take one single element of that fusion out and you just don't have Led Zeppelin anymore. You know, you need that wonderful bass groove stuff that Jones does. You need the presence of Plant. You need what Jimmy Page brings. You need the thunder of John Bonham. Combine that shit, you've got Led Zeppelin. You cannot have Led Zeppelin if you take one of those elements out. And man, let me tell you, you know, you're listening to these songs and you're listening to all of these elements and you're taking from each piece, and you see and you witness and you feel what each member brings to that element of Led Zeppelin. John Bonham doing this shit, man, you know, I've said it before, he might not win a drum roll contest or whatever it is. Maybe he might, maybe he won't. More than likely he probably won't, just because of his style. But he is giving you a demonstration of the thunder of Led Zeppelin. You want an isolated showing of the thunder of Led Zeppelin? Here it is, you know what I mean? It's got its own charm in itself. And it's 20 minutes really, really well spent just getting acquainted with it, wrapping your mind around it, visualizing how it complements the whole sound of Led Zeppelin, you know? So Moby Dick has become very, very important for that. A week ago, had a buddy of mine who was wondering, you know, why I do so many Led Zeppelin reactions, why I'm taking such a really deep dive into it. And then he made a comment of saying, yeah, you know, they could have continued. All they had to do is just get a new drummer. Damn. And I looked at him, right? You know when you sometimes feel the dander just go up to your head and then you want to just... Well, I wanted to smack him. Let me just say it like that. But he doesn't understand, right? He doesn't understand what incorporates Led Zeppelin. It's a science to me as I'm going along. So, you know, not everyone is going to take as deep a dive as I'm doing. So you feel for someone like that who doesn't understand. You can't explain all of that to him, but you got to demonstrate. So this would be a really, really good example of to demonstrate to this person and to anyone who doesn't understand the element, the fusion element of Led Zeppelin, right? And just to give him a taste of the thunder, the charm of the thunder, you know, and then he would understand. He wouldn't say anything that ignorant, right? So, man, I got a couple of things to say, but before we actually get into this review, let me take a quick bathroom break. Hang on a sec. Okay, I'm back, man. Yeah, man. So, that elemental fusion that has created the signature sound of Led Zeppelin, I can't stress it enough how important it is that these four elements come together to form this great unique sound that we all love and appreciate. Let me tell you, it's almost like a wonder to me sometimes, you know. So, man, hey, well, first off, one thing off the top of my head before I forget this, I was in Walmart the other day and I ran into a subscriber, man, and he was saying to me that he had actually formed his first Led Zeppelin exposure and impression from their live stuff, and he's appreciating the fact that I'm going through their live catalog after their studio stuff. And he said that I actually had exposure from some of their live stuff before their studio stuff. So that's really, really interesting. And let me ask you this, man. Has any of you had exposure with Led Zeppelin's live stuff before the studio stuff? Or was the live stuff mixed in with the studio stuff? And what was your impression? Did you say to yourself, I'm not digging the live stuff as much as the studio? Or did you actually like the live stuff more? Or was it all the same bag for you? Let me know about that. That'd be really, really interesting. I'd imagine that the live stuff would be an acquired taste after you've had some exposure to the studio stuff. It seems like it should be the natural progression, but not in everyone's case, not in this lad's case. So let me know about that. Let me know if you were first exposed to Led Zeppelin's live stuff, and then after that, of course, you had some studio exposure. What was your impression? So give me an idea of that. If you're one of these people, that was really, really interesting, man. I thought I'd throw it out there once I do another Led Zeppelin reaction. So, man, on to this review. It's not so much a review as basically just my thoughts about things where Led Zeppelin is concerned. And the other thought that I had that I wanted to share with you guys was this. I recently, doing these Led Zeppelin reactions, sometimes it's really interesting to me. I'm combing through YouTube and I sometimes see a reaction being done by another reactor for Led Zeppelin. And I've noted that quite a number of reactors now, especially a lot of the black reactors, they are discovering Led Zeppelin and they're starting to appreciate Led Zeppelin and the sound and the thunder and everything like that. And it's all good. It's good to see a lot of this exposure. Check this shit out, man. Check this shit out. I go over to my buddy's place and I was just going over to drop off a few things to him that he wanted. He's really in hard isolation and he doesn't want to step out of his house for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I go over to his place and I notice that he bought the Led Zeppelin box set. Now, Marcus was one of my friends earlier in my reaction phase when I started my channel who didn't understand what I was doing. Didn't understand the value of what did he say? No, it was Dre who said it. Dre said, what the hell are you doing that for? You're black, like that. And so a lot of them had this kind of, what the hell is this all about kind of thing. And so it's really interesting from that 2 years ago to now, where now Marcus has the Led Zeppelin box set. So he's followed me on my journey, didn't admit it at first, and so now here we are. So now here we are with Marcus and Dre and Tyrone and everybody giving props and respect to where it's due, not just to Led Zeppelin, but also to a lot of the other bands. So what I'm trying to say is this. A lot of these reactors on YouTube, man, getting exposure, getting the word out, giving props to these great heroes of rock back in the day. It's a great, great thing. And so I'm curious and I'm checking out some of the different reactors out there. There are hundreds, man. And they're all discovering Led Zeppelin. They're all discovering all of these great classic rock artists. That's fantastic. And, with Eddie's passing, I know that it has, because Eddie was one of those rock artists that had a great presence in the 70s and even more influential presence in the 80s when we were all growing up. So Eddie's passing was felt by a lot of people. And so what's connected to Eddie now? What has created Eddie Van Halen? Well, Led Zeppelin had a part in influencing Eddie Van Halen. Namely, Jimmy Page has had a part in influencing Eddie Van Halen's style and sound and things like that. I believe it's called tapping. So, of course, there's a lot that went into creating Eddie Van Halen, but definitely Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin had a part in that. And so it's great to see the influence overlapping and going out there. And we're not going to let these great rock artists, these great heroes of classic rock, forget their value, forget how much they're loved and appreciated. So it's really, really cool to see the influence being spread. Even me in my little space in the world, just influencing a friend nearby to the point where now he's going out and he's buying the Led Zeppelin box set. But more importantly, he's not hiding that shit anymore. He's not downplaying it. He's not, he's proudly saying, yeah, man, I've checked these guys out from the very beginning, checked out what Wayne's been doing. I'm a fan now. On my own, I'm going out and I'm buying their stuff and I'm passing the word. And I'm not afraid about, what one person may say to me or what one person thinks or all of that sort of nonsense, So it's really, really cool. So shout out to you, Marcus. You've grown, brother. I'm proud of all of you guys. You were kind of closet fans. You were reluctant. You wouldn't give me props. And now here you are. So it's a good thing, man. Also, while I'm doing the shout outs, shout out to my boy, Evan. He was one of the guys who said to me, man, I'm glad that you're doing a channel like that. Good for you. You're going to grow. You're going to broaden your horizons. Good for you, man. Just remember, I want you to do Rush and I want you to do them proud, right? That shit's important to me. I don't care if my skin is black or not. I've been a fan of rock and especially Rush from the get. So you represent Rush when you do this shit, when you do your reaction channel. So shout out to you, brother. Anyway, man, I just wanted to talk about that briefly. I noticed what's going on out there in a sense of the influence of these great rock artists. And, I've said to some of my friends previously, you are checking out all of these different rock artists, but sometimes indirectly. For example, Puff Daddy's Come With Me. Come With Me is basically just a very hip-hop version of Kashmir, and if you check out the video Come With Me and you're wondering, well, who is this white guy that they're always showing playing the guitar? That, my boy, is Jimmy Page. That is the guy who has been the influence of so many artists, including Eddie Van Halen, that you know and love. So, man, you got to give props to where it's due to these guys. Their influence is far-reaching, and it's actually turning fans of a lot of black reactors and their associated friends. So it isn't just me anymore. It's my association of black friends who have not had a lot of Led Zeppelin exposure, following along and checking things out. And now, they're going out and buying Led Zeppelin content. So, man, I just wanted to share that shit with you. That was really, really cool. I was giddy about that. All right. So, let me I'm just checking out what's coming up. Yeah, man. I also want to give you guys an update on what's happening in my crazy ass life, man. Recently, in the last week, a lot of my workmates, a number of my workmates have contracted the virus, man. And so the challenge now of trying to stretch $5 where 100 should go is really, really trying. And where it comes to personnel and availability of manpower and things like that. So I've been hella busy. That's why you haven't seen me for the last week, just trying to make those adjustments. I'm fine, I'm still safe and still doing all right. But yeah, man, there's just so many people. There's just been a crazy rise of this second wave, if you want to call it that, of this damn virus, man. So that's what's been happening in my world. And I'm really looking forward to my holidays that I'll be taking in a couple of weeks, man, over the Christmas holidays. Anyway, so that overall is my reaction in this installment. I'm calling it part 5. And part 6 is just going to be Whole Lot of Love, just by itself, man. It's 23 minutes long, 23 minutes and 7 seconds long. And so that I'm hearing from a lot of folks that it definitely is going to warrant my full attention. So no other tracks with it, just Whole Lot of Love by itself. So not a problem. I'll do that, man. So part 6 is going to be just Whole Lot of Love. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm hearing that it's a lot of people's, in their opinion, the best live version of Whole Lot of Love. So I'm looking forward to doing that, man. And that's it for my notes. I just wanted to make that comment about, well, I guess I should say more about that. In regards to a lot of the reactors on YouTube, a lot of reactors who are discovering classic rock, I would also pass along a little bit of advice. Do this. You know, if you are a fan of different reactors and you check out their content, especially their Led Zeppelin content, tell them to take a deep dive. You know, I know that sometimes there's a call for, well, react to this song, this song, this song. And I'm not saying to do what I'm doing, do a chronology, song by song, album by album, and then go from studio to live. And, you know, I'm not saying that, but take a deep dive in it and explore a little bit of the studio stuff, the live stuff. And the rabbit hole, man, is deep, many dimensions, and it's winding. So don't just hit the surface. Don't just do Kashmir and, you know, Stairway to Heaven and all of those. Those are great. But digging deeper, man. You know, you digging deeper, you're going to discover Achilles' Last Stand. Man, yo, I'm telling you, still to this day, when I listen to Achilles' Last Stand, that blew my mind like you wouldn't believe. I could barely stay in my seat. So I would say, yo, pass on to a lot of these other reactors. Do a deep dive. Not as deep a dive as what I'm doing, perhaps, but tell them to look a little bit deeper, a little bit further, because it's become a science to me now, to the point where it's really, really a fascinating element, you know? So I would love to see a lot of reactors go that deep. You know, it would be really cool to see them discover all of these great things about the band, not just on the surface level. That's my point. So pass that along from Soul Train Bro. Anyways, man, hey, that is my reaction to part 5, this installment. Looking forward to part 6, and hopefully I can get that out within a couple of days, barring any other kind of delays in my life. It's crazy right now, so I'm just trying to squeeze it in wherever and whenever I can. Anyway, that's it for me for now, man. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this. This reaction is probably going to be over an hour with this review, so I'm going to shut the hell up and bounce. Take care, have a good one, and stay safe. Peace.